Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're looking at a tool that's been making some serious waves in the Amazon seller community. We're going under the hood of the MarginMaster Google Sheet tool. Basically, it's an automated FBA profit finder that hooks right into the Keepa API. You know, if you're getting tired of those overly complex dashboards and you just want clear, structured data to make your buying decisions, you are going to absolutely love this walkthrough. We're going to see exactly how this tool structures its intelligence.
But before we get into the actual mechanics, let's talk about the why. Why are people switching to this? Well, a lot of sellers are used to paying anywhere from $60 to over $100 a month for pro tools like Tactical Arbitrage or BuyBot Pro. By swapping out those monthly subscriptions for this one-time MarginMaster template and just pairing it with a Keepa API account, which runs about 29 euros a month, users are literally saving over $800 a year. That is a massive drop in overhead, and you're still getting the most accurate data straight from the source.
So here's our roadmap for today. Part 1. Setup success. Getting your tracker ready to go.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Setting up your sheet correctly is the absolute foundation here. Yes, it's an automated tool, but it needs precise inputs from you to actually work its magic. The process is basically 3 really straightforward steps. First up, you enter your purchase price. This goes in column K. This is your cost of goods sold, and the sheet won't calculate a single thing without it. Second, you have to select the exact Amazon fee category from a drop-down list. For instance, standard items take a 15% fee, but electronics only take 8%. If you pick the wrong category here, your entire ROI calculation is going to be totally off. And third, you just flip the status to active. That one simple switch is what tells the Keepa API to wake up and start pulling live data for that specific product.
Now, what's really interesting about how this is built is the FBA fee column. You essentially have 2 completely different ways to use the tool, and it all depends on whether you leave this column empty or if you decide to plug in a specific dollar value.
Let's contrast how that plays out. If you leave that FBA fee column empty, the formula just skips the deduction entirely. What you get is a gross estimate, and honestly, that's fantastic for a quick first pass when you're just skimming through a massive list of products. But if you take the time to find the exact FBA fee using Keepa's estimates or the Amazon calculator, and you plug that actual value in, the ROI shifts to show your clean net profit, and that is the rock-solid number you can actually trust when you're making final buying decisions. Moving on to Section 2, decoding the buy signals. Basically, knowing exactly when to strike.
So once your setup is totally dialed in, the spreadsheet just continuously monitors the data. The really crucial thing to understand here is the profitable green buy signal. When you see that cell light up green, it is answering one very specific question. Did you buy this product at or below your target price? See, the tool is comparing your actual purchase price to a target price benchmark that you personally set in the sheet. It doesn't care about the live market price for this signal. It simply means, hey, you successfully bought the product within your own planned budget.
Now let's see how that translates over to the ROI signals. Once you know you bought it right, you check the ROI column to see if the deal is actually worth jumping on. If you get an excellent signal, it means your ROI is sitting over 30%. That's a really strong deal. You've got enough margin there to absorb FBA costs, customer returns, and market price swings. But if you see a good signal, which means 15 to 30%, that's solid, sure, but you definitely need to double-check your exact FBA fees before you go committing to a bulk purchase, because at that point, your margin is getting a bit tighter.
All right, Section 3, the ROI Calculation Engine. Let's look inside the math.
I always think it's absolutely crucial to understand the financial engine driving your business decisions, right? So let's pull back the curtain on how it gets these percentages. It's a highly logical 5-step journey. Step 1, it grabs the live current price that a buyer is paying right now. Step 2, it deducts the Amazon referral fee based on that category you selected earlier. Step 3, if you entered an FBA fee, it subtracts that fulfillment cost. Step 4, it subtracts your purchase price, which you actually paid for the item. And finally, Step 5, it takes that leftover net profit and divides it by your purchase price. Boom, there's your final return on investment percentage.
Final section, mind the hidden fees. Let's talk about what's not in the formula.
At the end of the day, a spreadsheet can only calculate what you tell it to. So as a pragmatic seller, you have to know exactly what its blind spots are. Here's a clear breakdown of what the formula captures versus what it completely ignores. It successfully includes the Amazon referral fee, and like we talked about, the FBA fee if you enter it. But look at what's excluded: the cost of customer returns and Amazon storage fees. If you've got a product sitting in a warehouse collecting dust for 6 months, or it has a super high return rate, your real-world profit is going to be significantly lower than whatever ROI is printed on your screen.
And there's also a very specific workaround provided in the source material regarding your inbound shipping. Since there isn't a dedicated column just for the cost to ship products from your supplier over to Amazon, you have to manually bake those inbound shipping or import costs directly into your purchase price. So if you pay $18 for an item, but it costs $2 to ship it to FBA, you need to enter $20 as your purchase price. If you don't do that, your ROI engine isn't going to be accurate.
And that brings us to a final thought I want to leave you with. The MarginMaster Sheet is an incredibly powerful, automated way to track live prices and quickly estimate your profits, all while saving you hundreds in subscription fees. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep analyzing, keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.